But I think it's just such a beautiful thing that even though he is having these panic attacks, I think it's such a beautiful human thing that Lupita Nyong'o doesn't judge him for it at all. She touches his heart. She realizes he's having like a panic attack, and she realizes he needs this emotional support. And not only that, if she doesn't give it to him, they'll both die. She doesn't want him to die. She's not going to sacrifice him. But I just love that humanity that comes out of her, which she reveals later her father had the same disease that she has now, which kind of tells you perhaps she was with her father and he would have panic attacks and be afraid of dying. And you know, there's all these kinds of things that come up with that reveal later that her father had the same disease. And Lupita Nyong'o's past hope. She knows she's going to die, and all she wants is to go get some pizza, the same pizza she would get with her dad before she dies. And that really hits home for me. You know what I mean? I mean, my father has been in car accidents and all kinds of things, and my mother got breast cancer and thankfully is in a, I guess you would call it remission right now. I'm thankful for this so deeply. But having been through those things, you know, those things are not light things to me when movies use them. When movies use them, it really deeply triggers me when they just kind of throw it away and it's not that important and it's just something that's in the character's background. But it's like, you know, that's a real sensitive topic for people who've been through that. You shouldn't just be throwing that around like, oh, you know, I broke my arm once. Oh, I got a paper cut. You know what I mean? It's really not. Yeah, that kind of stuff is important. That's why, I appreciate the movies, because when you have those life-threatening scenarios happening to you, it does change you. I was a very, very different person before my mom got cancer. I had a very short temper. I was definitely passionate about filmmaking, but I was also driving everybody nuts because, you know, an entire room would have one opinion and I would see a situation and I would have the opposite opinion. And not only that, I just really had no temperament for bullshit. If I felt like someone was saying something that wasn't true or wasn't ultimately helping them or the group they were in, I would say it. And a lot of people would take this the other way and go give me some kind of bad reputation like I was trying to ruin their lives. I was just trying to help them. But, that being said, I had a temperament and an attitude that definitely came off wrong. You know what I mean? So it didn't matter that I was trying to help them. How I came off was too much. And when my mom got cancer, it really made me actually totally re-evaluate my entire set of values. I used to think filmmaking, my dream, this is the most important thing, this is what I need to focus on. And then my mom got cancer and I was like, you know what, I could never make a movie again. If my mom was healthy, I would be happy. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, my older sister had a kid, and she and her boyfriend of the time had, they were working. They both had jobs. They were trying to make ends meet. And so me and my parents were trying to help her with her son. Meanwhile, all of my friends of the time, they were all still in that committed mindset, that very young person, ambitious mindset. And I could distinctly tell, like, I was recognizing my behaviors. Because there's this new life coming into, I can't act the same anymore. I have to look out for this new life. I would be going to work and then taking care of this kid and then taking my mom to the hospital, and my entire life perspective changed when all of a sudden you realize death has a gun to your mother's head and you can do whatever you can to stop it, or you can, you know, To me, that's the only answer. I'll do whatever I can to knock that gun out of death's hand. Finally, I understand Batman. I realize this is quite a long tangent, but this is why I do react certain ways to movies and shows when they tackle things that I feel, if this was happening to you in real life, none of this shit happening in the movie would matter to you. You know what I mean? And I think movies that do that fake thing, that just gloss over cancer and gloss over these things, movies and shows that do that, to me, indicate, okay, you as a person clearly have that ambition, and maybe you have dealt with things in your life that were difficult, but you're not channeling that. You're just trying to tell your story and put in whatever tinker toy pieces make it work. But you don't have the life experience to realize that that's not really real, that's not appropriate. But I felt so distinctly with this movie, when everything that Lupita Nyong'o was going through, when she said her father went through it too, I was like, okay, now I completely understand why you want that pizza so badly. Not only are you dying, but you're also still kind of in grief. You know, you're still missing your dad, and also you're going through what he went through, so it's double painful for you, because you're just remembering everything you go through reminds you of what your dad went through and trying to help him survive. And all you want is just that slice of pizza that you both enjoyed before you die. And so I think it's a wonderful thing that she could find her humanity with this guy. He's supposed to be the man, right? Society tells you the man is supposed to be the alpha. He's supposed to be the protector. But you know what? That's not how people are. Good morning, fucking Earth. That's not how people are. Yes, if you are a man, you should be a protector, and you should put your fears behind you and take care of situations. But sometimes we fail, and I have definitely failed and given into cowardice, especially in my younger days. And then, to me, you know, people don't know how to deal with that when you have this expectation of how you're supposed to act, and then you don't act that way. Now suddenly you're less of a person. But these are just expectations that are put on us. We are all people. You know what I mean? And I've definitely learned that, look, we all come the way we come, and you just gotta, you can just stomach what you can stomach, and if you can't stomach it, just don't be around that person. It's that simple. You don't need to try and change people. If you think you can help a person, that's fine, but you don't need to try to change people. Just let people be. And I think that's the most beautiful thing between Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn, is that we have the man who's scared and the woman who's not scared because she already knows she's going to die. And I love that when he's having a panic attack, she gives him strength. And then when she gives him that strength, together they carry forward. That, I thought, that's powerful. It's unspoken, it's visual, but, you know, again, based on my life experiences, I think there's so many times going through all that stuff that I was going through that I wished I had someone who could give me that strength, and I just didn't. I kept having to be that for the people around me, even though they knew what I was going through. And that is what made me step away from an entire group of, I don't call them friends anymore. They're not friends to me. They're people who needed me even though they knew what I was going through. That's how I feel anyway. But, you know, to me that's fine. It's in the past. To me, the family has stuck together, and that's the most beautiful and important thing.